Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching in Young Sheldon. This is the 5th episode of the 2nd season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in the link in the description below. Just clicking it, put a password in, and enjoy. Now, last episode was interesting. You know, we've seen the first time in this show, anyway, that Sheldon was asked to keep a secret. And we know from the future, from the Big Bang Theory, that is absolutely shocking. There was even a time in there when Leonard asked him to keep a secret, and he went down this crazy spiral where he was creating his own websites, his own links, his own stories. Because what if somebody says this, he checks the time of this panel and does this and does that? We know he's just terrible at it. So he was doing the accounting last episode for his parents, and there was a check that was missing, and George was like, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? It's $300. You know, just keep it between me and you, don't tell mum. Oh, that was it, mate. You know, Sheldon going crazy. Yeah, he's hiding in cupboards. He's acting very strange, stranger than usual, and that then becomes noticeable from everybody else, and they're all raising questions. Turns out that obviously he's lended that $300 to Mia, who you know, was trying to keep that a secret from Mary as well. So it was like a whole little conspiracy spiral thing. It was quite interesting, and I like seeing it stemming from everything. Do you know what I mean? Like, we know a personality trait that he's got, and now we see kind of like where it stems and starts from. We also see him do his first sleepover at Tam's house as well. Didn't think it went actually too bad. He socialised a little bit. He looked like he was having fun, but then when he came home, he was like, it wasn't that great. So I don't really know. But it's good to see him out of his comfort zone and doing different things, and I did enjoy last episode. Thanks for checking out today's, though. If you do enjoy it, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
My sister and I are twins. We've always been different. By the age of 2, I was reading books. Missy was content to eat them. Not to say she doesn't have qualities I admire.
Get it. It's just a spider. Calm down. It's got 8 legs and fangs. I see no reason to be calm.
The bond between twins is an incredibly close one, which is why I moved 1,500 miles to California the first chance I got.
Hey, hello.
You got a minute? John has something he wants to talk to you about.
Colleagues of mine at the university are doing a research study on twins. I told them about Sheldon and his sister, and they were most intrigued. Maybe some puzzles and tests.
It's not too bad. Where is it?
Houston does pay $50 an hour plus gas and expenses.
50.
Really?
That's decent,
I
that.
told you to start with that.
He's already self-conscious about being different from other kids. I worry how this might affect him.
You're being too protective. He's a rock.
A rock? Are we raising the same child?
I have to tell you, times are changing. Kids are pitching in. Like that Webster kid on TV. He's making buckets of money for his parents.
Suppose we could give it a try.
There you go. I'm getting a fishing boat.
No, it is pretty good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I reckon that is you know, that's a lot. You know, if you've done one day, if you've done an 8-hour day, that's 400. You know what I mean? If you've done obviously 5 hours, then you're getting less than that. However, it's still good. You know what I mean? If you've done 5 hours, you'd get $250. It's still a good day, isn't it? It is a good day. And to be honest, if it's just doing puzzles and asking questions, you know, what do you see here, what do you see here, what do you see here, you solved this, see what the difference is between twins. Like, why is one actually just like a crazy genius and another one just normal? I wouldn't say Missy's any other than her age, to be honest. You know what I mean? It's just that Sheldon's just way advanced. And again, if you're going to get your gas paid for and expenses, you know what I mean, you can go down there, you can have some family time, get a few you know, meals together, bonding, you know what I mean? I think it's a whole decent experience that, you know, you're actually getting good pay for.
How come I don't get exciting news?
This isn't about you.
But after dinner, why don't you go rinse off?
Church study. Will they give us written tests?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh boy.
Now, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. It's purely volunteer.
I don't want to do it.
Why don't they want to test me?
Georgie, not now.
Because I'm available.
I believe there might be a Dairy Queen on the way there.
Can I get an Oreo Blizzard?
In it, you got to attempt to with treats.
Wilson, here are your research volunteers, Sheldon and Missy.
If you two wouldn't mind waiting here, we'd like to start by talking to your mom, dad, and grandma.
Just to get some background information on the both of you.
Smart.
We are on the clock, right?
George.
In it, he's clocking in, clocking out him. Yeah, we worked 10 hours today. I want that 500.
Did you know that when Albert Einstein was a little boy, his parents worried there was something wrong with him?
Because he couldn't comb his hair?
He was young, he wanted nothing to do with other children, and would often have extreme temper tantrums.
Sounds like you. I know. Isn't it great?
Tell him about temper tantrums.
They're not temper tantrums. He just has strong opinions.
Yeah, like when you yell and stomp your feet and slam the door off its hinge.
Do you have temper tantrums as well?
Nope, she's very even-keeled.
Except for when she's eating. You put your hand near her face when she's working on lamb chops, she will bite off the plate.
Our daughter doesn't bite.
You're not going to get much out of Fred and Wilma here. Why don't you just get cracking on the kids?
Are you ready?
Will I be timed?
Yes.
Fantastic.
I just have one question.
What's that?
Do you always wear your hair up?
All set?
Is that camera gonna be on?
Yes.
Can you move it over to that side?
Why?
I've learned one thing from school picture day is that I look better from that side.
How's that?
Great.
To start?
One last thing. Did you ever think of wearing that white coat with the belt? Did you see Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
No.
You should, because there's a lot of good science stuff in it. The other doctor's got a crush on you.
Oh, dear Lord.
I don't think so. Let's get back to the test.
She's gonna ask though. How do you know?
If you're not looking, he stares at your tushy.
Hot dogs, syllogisms. If all squares are parallelograms and all squares are rectangles, then some parallelograms are rectangles. Who is this test made for? Children.
Take your time, baby. The meter's running.
Wait.
Well, thank you all very much. This was a great start.
She's got her hair down now.
Did you have fun?
I got to take a test on a Saturday. Heck yeah.
Are you doing something different with your hair?
No? Why?
No reason.
What do you think about maybe stopping for a drink after to discuss the test results?
I would like that.
Mate, I want to see her come back next week and she's got a belt on, honestly. The thing is, though, right? Missy, I personally think, is her not, like, her intellectual level is what I would expect from a kid her age. I don't think she's any smarter or any dumber, if that, than anybody else, you know. She's just a kid that's getting questions that I couldn't even answer. I'm not gonna lie, could not answer any of that stuff myself. You know what I mean? Like, so I wouldn't even be bothered if she didn't even pass or fail anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, any of it, to be honest, you know. I actually think that, I personally think that she's got potential to be one of the best characters. I don't know. When I watch this, I look at Missy, I look at George. Yeah, Georgia, that's what he's called, the brother in it. And, like, I personally wish that they was in it more. Like, not that I don't like Sheldon, that's not what I'm saying, but, like, I actually really like them, and I don't think that they've got enough screen time yet. I can see Missy being potentially one of the best characters in the program, if I'm being honest, if she gets time. I don't know, I'm hoping that a character develops where she gets so much screen time. We got 100+ episodes and we're only, what, like 24-5 in. You know what I mean? We got to get character stability so far, but I personally think that Georgia and Missy, if we give them the screen time, they will knock it out of the park, honestly. Every time she's in it, I actually really enjoy her.
What you watching?
Soul Train.
I like trains.
It's not that kind of train, dummy.
I do not like what this study is doing to Sheldon.
What are you talking about? He had a great time.
On the way home, all he could talk about is how that doctor thought he was so smart. It's not healthy.
Would it make you feel any better if I told you how much money we made today?
No, it would not.
$300.
Really?
Cash.
Chimpanzees don't drink tea. Suppose it might be coffee, but they don't drink that either.
I want to see the picture
Missy,
more.
what do you think is happening in this picture?
The girl monkey on the couch is telling the guy monkey a secret. Must be something juicy, 'cause he's smiling. The monkey in the painting is wearing an old lady hat, so she's probably a Meemaw monkey.
She's holding her head with her hand.
And what do you think that means?
Wouldn't you rather ask me about trains going to St. Louis?
I'm loving the hair.
A lion sitting in a chair holding a pipe.
He's getting upset. I don't like it.
Well, just change it back to Missy.
You are an insightful young lady.
I don't know what that means, but thank you. I think when you're on your own a lot, you get good at saying that kind of stuff.
Really?
My dad does football with my older brother. And my mom and Meemaw spend all their time fussing over Sheldon. He and Dr. Pillsbury.
Dr. Pilson? I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you can't say because we're on camera. Insightful.
See right there, that's just an emotional test, isn't it? You know, you're looking at that, the woman's holding her head and she looks like, oh my God, do you know what I mean? She's either upset or frustrated, she wants to bang it against the wall, do you know what I mean? Where Sheldon, he can't read that. He hasn't got that intelligence, you know what I mean? How many times have we seen it throughout the entire show that we've previously watched where, like, somebody says something that's sarcastic or funny or somebody's upset and he can't tell that he's actually, you know, put them in that position, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't read it and he's always having to ask Leonard or Amy to tell him, and then when he gets it right, if he says, like, was that a joke? And they say, yeah, and it's like, yes, do you know what I mean? Like, I think there was a time where they come to, when he moved from, obviously, the apartment across the hall into Penny's, it was him and Amy. Like, I think Leonard or somebody come to the door and knocked on, and Sheldon guessed the emotion, and he was like, yes, and then he slammed the door, do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he's not amazing at it, and you can tell there that he's getting frustrated because he just points out the obvious. What's in this picture? 4 monkeys. What's this person? Woman in a door. What's this? A lion sat down. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, you know, they're gossiping, looking like they're having fun, a little bit of a tea party. She sounds like she's, you know, sad or frustrated. She's holding her head against the wall. Do you know what I mean? Like, he can't read that. She can. And that was fast from Missy when she said, you know, you see things a lot of people miss, and she's like, well, my name's Missy, go figure. That was pretty quick, that.
A little late for me to start cooking. Why don't we stop somewhere for dinner?
Really? The 5 of us? It's kind of pricey.
See, we're gonna eat in a restaurant. Where would you like to go?
I get to pick? Why don't I get to pick?
Because your sister's getting a pick. It's not just about you in this house.
I pick Red Lobster.
Damn.
Sheldon told me that we get paid to go to that college and answer their questions.
Yeah, so?
I want to know how much we're making.
Why?
$5.
Because I want my fair share. So how much are we making?
$7.50 a week.
Really? Well, I want half that.
Which is?
Hang on. Sheldon!
That was interesting. The thing is, though, alright, let's be honest. The kids are technically well, if he spent it on a boat, they're not getting it. But, like, the kids are technically getting the money if he actually is putting it away for a college fund, isn't he? And to be honest, Sheldon would not need a college fund. As we discussed before on the channel, you know, you get scholarships, and he most definitely would be getting one. You know, he would not have to go and pay for his own way through university. People would fund him because, well, if somebody like him, so smart, wouldn't get funding, then I don't understand what the whole scholarship type of thing is, you know what I mean? Like, so I think Sheldon would easily get funding and scholarship into university, and it'll have to be, or college or whatever you want to call it in America, where, like, Missy would have to pay her own way. Now, I do think that they should get a little bit at the present as well. So if they go in, give them $5 each every week, gives them something to look forward to, keeps them sweet, they could save up, they could buy their own treats, they can, you know, save up for a toy or whatnot, and just spend it however they get. It gives them motivation to keep going and, you know, take your part. And you make money, they make money, and they go to college as well, so it's decent. And like I said, you know, see Missy on the screen a little bit more, he's enjoyable. I think that she's got a great character so far. It's pretty sad that she was saying that she's kind of on her own. I've noticed that as well. But the more we go forward, the more she's on the screen, the more we see her, the more we enjoy her, and we can advance and step a storyline going forward. So in today's episode, I enjoyed it, and hopefully we see more of Missy and Georgia going forward. Okay, that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You know, these guys are twins. The study's been done on them. But, like, it's interesting because I was an only child at the time. And, you know, I think it'd be sick, honestly, really, really good if you could grow up with, you know, with a twin. Now, obviously, these are, what do you call it when you have actually two twins? Unidentical twins. What do you call it there? Unidentical. Do you remember the Cramp twins? Was it on Cartoon Network? You had one that was purple. That was mad. That was a pretty good show, like Cramp twins as a kid. But anyway, sidetrack. Back to these, yeah. Like, both of them are different. So it might be quite strange for these guys. Obviously, Sheldon kind of acts like he's an adult, and, you know, she acts like her age, as we was discussing in the episode. But, like, having somebody there for your whole life, you know, being born straight away and being brought up and spending, you know, all your time in the night time together, talking, discussing, bonding, you know what I mean? Having somebody there with you all of the time, I feel like that would be amazing, to be honest. Like, yeah, I love my childhood growing up as a single child, like, for the most part. You know, I had all the attention from my parents the way Sheldon kind of gets it now, just because of the way he is. And, you know, Missy is kind of singled out here. However, you know, if you was a twin, so to speak, and on the same intellectual level, for example, everything that I'd done, they would have done. I would have spent all my time together, you know, going out, having fun, X, Y, and Z. And I just think it'd be amazing to have a twin. However, I think as a parent, it'd be really hard to bring up 2 kids at the same time, especially the cost and the expense and everything going for it. And if I got the opportunity to get $50 an hour and expenses and obviously gas and everything paid for, I'd be doing it as well. You know what I mean? I actually would be. It was a good episode, to be honest, and like I said, you know, it gets more thumbs up from me for the fact that we're seeing more of the siblings together. I really do enjoy that, and hopefully we see them going forward and get a bit more of Georgie as well, because he's always seems to be in it for like 2 minutes, you know what I mean, and hopefully we can progress and give him a bit more screen time as well. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.